Yeah, I actually expected that. So in the Web3 space, Web3 is blockchain technology. In the Web3 space, we say GM. And GM doesn't mean good morning. It means get money. Exactly. So when I say GM, I'm not talking about good money. We don't care about that. We care about getting the money. So GM. Yeah, get money or GM. Thank you very much. That was just a simple icebreaker. Please, can you project the slide for me? So I wear many hats, but then I'll be wearing the technical one today. Instead of Crypto Investors Network Africa, I'm wearing Blockchain Builders Association of Ghana. And Hakim mentioned IR HQ. He mentioned that if you want to learn the technical aspects of the blockchain, learn about, go to IR HQ. So IR HQ in Ghana, I'm the hub manager and then the event lead. So anything IR HQ in Ghana, I actually lead that. So in case you are interested about the technical or the technology aspect of whatever we are doing, you can get in touch. Thank you. So we'll be looking at empowering Ghana's youth through blockchain. How can you unlock opportunities with the skills that you have? And how can we create a tech-savvy workforce so that at least you don't just trade crypto, you don't just get into the financial market, but if you have skills with the technical aspect of the technology, you can make money. So how many of us have heard about blockchain? I think he mentioned that. How many of us have heard about blockchain? Just raise your hand. So I'll try to make this very interactive. I'm not going to present. It's just going to be very interactive. Blockchain seems to be like a very distant idea, like a technology that's so out of the world. But then simply, when we talk about blockchain, what we are talking about is those in the banking sector, you know what a ledger is, right? A ledger, a book for recording transaction, debit and credit. Blockchain simply is that book, but it's distributed. So it's a distributed ledger. So it's an open book on the internet where you and me, or yourself and myself, we can just access it and know the transactions that are going on with timestamp, as in the time that the transaction was done, where if it's money, where money moved from here to there, where land title, if maybe I've minted or documented my land title on the blockchain, where it moved, transfer of ownership. So it's open, it's an open network, it's an open and distributed ledger. So simply, whenever you hear about blockchain technology, don't think about anything extra. It's just a distributed ledger. And that is the technology on which crypto was created. So let's start from 2008, 2009, when we had a global financial crisis. The Lehman Brothers, which was a big bank, actually collapsed, and it actually brought a whole lot of banks and the entire global financial system coming down. And then we've heard of Satoshi Nakamoto, right? Yeah, so Satoshi, we don't know if it's a he, a she, or a they. We don't know. As of now, no one knows, but then that's the moniker, Satoshi Nakamoto. They decided that we can't trust banks anymore, we can't trust government anymore, we can't trust centralized bodies anymore. So why don't we come up with a technology called e-cash, something like an e-cash, an electronic cash, that doesn't depend on a bank, or that doesn't depend on government. Because once there is centralization, there is a point of failure. If hackers decide to hack it, we are all doomed. Right? So that's the whole up and down. That's what brought about all these things that we've been talking about. And for the past 15 to 16 years, we've been enjoying blockchain crypto money. So now let me zoom straight to the slides. So why does blockchain matter to you as a Ghanaian youth? Let me use myself as an example. So I got into the crypto space in 2017, 2018. And at that time, it was just curiosity that got me into the space. Just by seeing Bitcoin's Creole TBC accepted here, I just worked, asked, and then I got onboarded, created my first blockchain wallet, and got into the Bitcoin ecosystem. I started with Bitcoin. But then you ask yourself, why does that matter to you? Why should you get into this technology? Why should you get into crypto and blockchain? One, once you are done with school, do you have any hopes of getting jobs? No, talk to me. Do you have any hopes of getting jobs? Yes, and then we are in a different era aside the era of our parents. My parents were telling me that the time they were in the university, they were feeding them, the school was feeding them. And by the time they are done, their jobs, those companies come to they come after them for them to come and work for them, right? But things have changed, right? So there is high youth unemployment, and then we are in a digital era. In a digital era, it actually calls for digital ways and means to make more jobs or to create more jobs and then to create more money. 2, there is global demand for blockchain talent. As I speak to you right now, we have about 3 or 4 blockchain events happening in Ghana. From here, right after, I'm going to another one at the Octagon. Yesterday, I was at Liberty Sphere conference at Anakazu, which is also a blockchain-based conference that was organized for libertarians. There is global demand for blockchain talent, especially the technical and then the non-technical talents. So if you think just this blockchain that I'm talking about is about coding, it's not just coding. By the time we are done, you get to understand that whatever skill that you have, you can fit in this technology, right? So there is also a decentralized and borderless economy. Now, you don't have to, as he mentioned, do not sit behind your desk wearing just your pants to actually be trading the market. You can sit in the comfort of your room, and then there are remote work opportunities everywhere. Everywhere. You go to Telegram, you go to LinkedIn, all these are there, and these are blockchain tech jobs. I have friends who are making $4,000, $5,000 per month doing blockchain jobs here in Ghana. So if you think blockchain is a far-fetched idea, no, we've been doing this for the past 6-7 years, right? And then people are actually making it here. Financial inclusion and entrepreneurship. The whole bedrock of Bitcoin, blockchain, and everything was to bank the unbanked and then the underbanked. So the unbanked are those people in the villages who do not have any access to the global financial system. So just with your phone and then an internet connection, you can create in blockchain. If I have my wallet, I call it my own bank. So we say be your own bank. For me, is there any banker here? Okay, thank God. Crypto banker, exactly. So for me, I don't remember, I really don't deal with the banks, right? For over 5 years ago, I don't deal with the banks. Whatever I need, my wallet or my bank is my wallet. And that's how I've been moving, like over the years. So financial inclusion, my grandmother somewhere in the village with just a phone and internet connection can have access to the global financial system, can participate in the dollar economy, right? That's what blockchain, Bitcoin, and crypto brings to us. And entrepreneurship, the technology, as I mentioned, is open. There's no technology. For example, Momo, let me just use Momo as an example. Momo is a very great technology, right? But it's centralized. So whenever you make a Momo transaction, for example, if I send 100 CDs to her, I get a transaction hash in the message, right? But if maybe she didn't receive it, I would have to call MTN for their customer service to check that transaction in their internal server and tell me whether the person received it or not, true or false. But with blockchain, we have a term we call don't trust, verify. So once I send that money to her, whether $1 million, $2 million, I don't care. All I have to do is to go on the Explorer to check. This is her address. This is my address. Was it sent? And you all can check on the blockchain that it was actually sent from my address to her address. So you don't end up trusting the words of any other person. The technology is there for you to actually verify whether that transaction went through or not. That's how simple and easy the world has become with blockchain. So I can build my own business on the blockchain. Hakim mentioned the likes of Crypto Momo. We cannot doubt Crypto Momo is a startup that we have incubated at IHQ. The likes of, these are the Ghanaian ones that I'm mentioning. Crypto Momo, Socasm, Learnway, and then Fiat Send. All these are startups that are building on the blockchain. These people have created their own apps, their own solutions on the blockchain that people are using. So for example, Crypto Momo, I'm saying build, own, and scale businesses. You can dial star 928 star 170 hash. And for the mere fact that you have a mobile money number, you have access to a blockchain wallet. These are young Ghanaians who have thought about the technology. Okay, if Momo came and then it linked my wallet to my phone number, then I can actually link a blockchain wallet to the phone number. And I can send money from Ghana to Nigeria, everything. I can send my grandmother crypto while she's in the village, and she can send it back, or like vice versa, right? So there are startups. I'm not talking about the startups that we have from South Africa, from Nigeria, from Kenya, from Uganda, just Ghana. So this is to show you that it's possible to build and scale on the blockchain. So now what is Web3? I'm sure I didn't come early, pardon me, but I'm sure you've been taken through the concept of Web3. Web3 is simply blockchain technology. Web3, simply blockchain technology. So let me just take us through the iterations of the internet, how the evolution of the internet, how the internet has evolved over time. And this current Web3 that we are talking about, this blockchain technology that we are talking about, is another layer of the current internet that we are using. So for example, Web 1, those times when we were young, Facebook, you could only read people's posts, right? How many of us experienced that? Facebook, when it came fresh, it was just a static read-only pages. So that was Web 1. So you just scroll through, read, and then you can't reply. So I can see him or her post, and then, oh, wow, she's doing well, she has gotten a job, all this. But I can maybe say congratulations and then the rest. That was the first iteration. Then came Web 2. So from 2000 to the 2020s, and still Web 2 is what we are using. So now information-centric and interactive. So now I can read and then I can write. I can see whatever has been posted or whatever has been sent. I can comment, I can do video calls, I can do all these things. This is what we call Web 2. And Web 2 is the current internet that we are using. Then Web 3, so Web 3.0. Currently, we even have up to Web 5. Who knows Jack Dorsey, the former founder of Twitter or X current? Yes. So Jack Dorsey was in Ghana, I think 2-3 years ago. Now he is focused on Web 5, while we are now hearing about Web 3. That's how fast, technology is evolving. So if we say, oh, we want to wait for government to come and do this, Charlie, 20 years, we'll still be stuck at where we are. So as technology is evolving, as young people as we are, we have to start moving at that speed, because we're already behind. We are like way behind. We are talking about this, and then there is a 13-year-old boy somewhere in the Philippines creating a meme coin, getting to $500 million and then scamming people with this technology, right? And then there are also young people positively making use of this technology to make money. They are raising investment funding, and we are sitting here complaining about unemployment. So Web3, it's focused on you, the user. So user first. And in Web 2, one thing that you should note about Web 2 is, with these companies, they have a centralized server, right? So Netflix, the likes of Meta or Facebook, Google, Twitter, Amazon, AWS, they have a centralized server. So you cannot access information that they have, unless maybe you write to them and then they release those information or that data to you. But for Web 3, it's open. There is a browser called Brave browser. Mostly for Brave browser, it doesn't really permit ads. So if an ad will run on my browser, just like how you are watching YouTube and then an ad will come. Do you know YouTube is profiting from that ad, but you are not? But in Web 3, now I can use solutions where I'll see that ad and I'll say, before the ad, I'll be asked, do you want to see this kind of ads? If yes, whatever value that the company is getting from the ad, the smart contract will make sure that I also derive value from it, right? So with Web3, it's user-centric, it's decentralized, no one really controls it, built on the blockchain technology, it's private and very secure. Now, this is not part of the slide, but I'll try to take you through how the blockchain technology works. Then you get to understand how Bitcoin works, how crypto works, because of course, it's crypto focused. So as I said, I'm getting technical, but let me move to that point where you understand how crypto and then how crypto works on the blockchain technology. So on the blockchain technology, this is what happens. We deal with transactions, right? Mostly transactions. And it's also called the Internet of Value. if I decide that I want to send $1,000 to him, the name is Stefano. So if I decide that I want to send $1,000 to Stefano, what I'll do is I'll actually make that transaction like, okay, I want to send $1,000 to Stefano. That transaction, or what I want to do, is going to be broadcasted to a network of computers, which we call nodes. So sometimes people will say, oh, I'm mining Pi, I'm mining this, I'm mining. Do you know what actually you are doing? You are availing your phone or your computer or that machine to be used to record and process these mathematical transactions. And by your phone, I mean the CPU of your phone. That's simply mining. So it means it doesn't have to go through MTN server, but your device can confirm, hers can confirm, his can confirm, and when those confirmations are made, so once I broadcast that transaction, the network of computers or phones or whatever, the CPUs, will check and see, okay, does Kwame have the $1,000 that he wants to send? So if they all agree that yes, he does, he has the $1,000 that he wants to send, then now I can send. That transaction will go through. Once the transaction goes through, that transaction is going to be put into a block. So now you get to understand why we call it blockchain. It's a very simple term, blockchain. Don't let anyone confuse you. So once the network of computers have validated, we call it validation. So once it has validated my transaction, it's going to be put, so for example, let me just use this, right? It's going to, so this is my transaction, which has been put in this block, right? Your transaction or the next transaction after is tied or put into the same block. The next transaction, and the transaction hash of this follows this. So this follows this. So all the transactions are batched into a block. Once that block is exhausted, we form another block. And then the last transaction hash of this becomes the beginning of the next block, right? So now it forms a chain. So this block is tied to this block is tied to that block, this is tied to that block. It forms a chain, simply blockchain, right? So whenever someone talks about blockchain, let me say it in Twi, like it's nothing. It's just a technology, an open and distributed ledger that puts transactions and the records transactions, right? And then after, it makes sure that no one can hack it. Because if we have, maybe I have my transaction in the 5th block and you want to hack my transaction or undo it, then you have to start undoing the last transaction that's on the block. You undo all the transactions in that block, move to the next one, undo, before you can edit mine. So it is safe and then it's secure. What are some of the things that you can get from being in the blockchain tech space? So these are so blockchain career niches and opportunities or key areas where you and I can focus on. If you have technical skills, if you know how to write JavaScript, Python, the likes of Solidity, then you can go into you can be a developer. So smart contract development, dApps are simply decentralized applications, or any app that's built on the blockchain, we call them dApps, decentralized applications. And then you can also develop protocols. Aside that, you can go into DeFi. DeFi means decentralized finance. And Hakim was mentioning a protocol where I can put in my money, right? I can put in my money and then I'll be getting yield on top. Those are some of the DeFi protocols that you can actually, so for example, AAV is called Aave. Aave, I can just put my money there, and then if it's for a year, I can get maybe, if it's 6% to 10%, I actually get it. And mind you, whatever we do in blockchain technology is mostly in dollars. So we run a dollar economy. So inflation, the way the Ghana cedis, the Nigerian naira, and then whatever inflation is catching them doesn't really affect us. So we have decentralized finance, we have crypto trading, yield farming, and also lending platform. There were times that I wanted to buy a phone, and as Hakim, you mentioned that you actually you put your money in a protocol and then they gave you loan. I started with saying that I'm my own bank, right? And I don't really deal with banks. If I need money right now, I have $5,000 in a token. I'll simply, for example, Binance. Binance gives loans, right? And there are protocols that gives loans. So I'll simply put that 5,000, if it's XRP, I'll put that $5,000 worth of XRP. I'll use it as a collateral. And then they give me the money that I need. If it's $3,000 that I need to do something, because yes, the assets that I'm putting there is greater than what I'm requesting, the loan that I'm requesting, they will take it. And within 5 minutes, that $3,000, I can have it while my money is still sitting with them. The downside is if the value of the collateral that I've put there reduces, they just liquidate it. They will use it to pay the loan, and that's all. But then if it doesn't, I now get their $3,000 to do whatever I'm doing, and then my money sits with them. So if the price of that crypto appreciates, it's still a win-win for me, right? So even loans, the way you go to the bank, ask them, oh, I want loan, and then they will ask you to go and bring your grandmother's birth certificate, all those, like, it's just, we are in a financial system where all those things do not really need, they are not really needed, and that's the power that blockchain technology brings to you. We don't have to trust you. All we have to do is that the blockchain verifies that you have what you say you have. So now let's move to NFTs and digital art. So if you're an artist, if you do art, all these things, you can have NFT marketplaces where you can sell those arts. For example, Justin Bieber, the likes of, there were so many celebrities in 2021, 2022. There were those monkey faces, we call them Bored APH Club. Some monkey NFTs, they were buying them for as high as $40 million. It's just a monkey picture. How many of us heard of that? Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense, but let me shock you. I was also in that same school of thought, that why would you buy just a monkey picture? Recently, Justin Sun bought banana that they've sellotaped. He bought it for over $2 million or something. And it doesn't make sense at first. But then last year I was doing NFT. I'm a marketer. So I was doing NFT marketing for a project in Ghana. So we're helping to raise funds for special kids. And then my friend that I was working with had those monkey NFTs in his wallet. So I asked him, but why do you have all these things when you could have used? And at that time he bought them for $150,000. Just a monkey picture. And these are things that you can trade on those pictures that we think it doesn't make sense. The value goes up, the value comes down. So you can flip it. You can actually trade it and make more money with it. Secondly, because I'm part of that club, we have Bored APH Club, Mutant APH Club, we have Doodles. These are NFT communities. The fact that I have that NFT gives me access to those who are also in the same community. So if an NFT costs $100,000 and someone buys it, you should know that that person actually has that kind of money. So I can now connect with them because, yes, I'm an ape. So they call themselves apes, those monkey pictures. I can now connect with them. Whatever I need, they can. It's just like a community, brotherhood, right? So that sense of belonging, it gives you access. And then they have like high net worth events where because you have the NFT in your wallet, you do not even have to pay. So your pass to those events and then those networking mixes is the NFT. And this is all based on blockchain technology. It might not make sense to you now, but I think when I have that kind of money, I can even buy an NFT for $1 million because there are benefits or they are worth, it's worth it, yeah. So that's NFT project managers. For you, maybe you don't know anything about all this technical stuff. You can decide, okay, let me be a project manager. We have project managers in Web 2, right? So let me just manage this NFT projects. Make sure that, okay, this goes, this person is doing this, that. And then you are going to get paid for it. Now, let's go to GameFi and then the metaverse. The metaverse. How many of us have heard of metaverse? So if you realize, Facebook used to be Facebook Inc., right? Now it has been changed to what? Meta. Have you asked yourself why Mark had to do that? Yes, so the metaverse is just a virtual world, a virtual reality world where people can just interact. And there were, way back 2022, artists or US artists were hosting shows in the metaverse. These are some of the, excuse me to say, the crazy parts of the technology, but yes, with just my VR, I can attend Justin Bieber's show. What's this guy's name? I've forgotten. But yes, they were hosting shows in the metaverse. People were selling lamps in the metaverse. And then, I've forgotten, Snoop Dogg, yes, Snoop Dogg had a land in the metaverse, and people were just happy to say that, okay, I'm the next door neighbor, I own the land next to Snoop Dogg on the blockchain worth millions of dollars. But then that also gives you access, right? So that's NFT for you, gamify the metaverse. Then we have crypto marketing, which I do, crypto marketing, content creation. And for a chief marketing officer in the crypto space, your annual salary, the least you can get is $120K. $120,000, and then the most it can go above $200,000 per year. That's annual salary. You can go into content creation. For example, Crypto Focus, you do content creation for Crypto Focus. You talk about what Crypto Focus is doing, the book that's about to be launched, all these things. To the ladies who are so much in love with TikTok and then IG and other things, you can be a content creator in the Web3 space. So education, blogging, social media, all these are roles that you can take part of. We have DAOs and governance, so community management. So mostly in the Web3 space, we deal with community, right? So this is a technology that brings other people together. Community is key in Web3. I belong to a community called SMC DAO. And that community, we have our utilities. We have built utilities, including a wallet on the blockchain, which in 3 months has processed over $860-something million. It's from Africa, from Nigeria. My friends are the founders, they are from Nigeria. And then we launched a token. That token, as of last month, the all-time high reached about $280 million from Africa. And when it comes to crypto, Nigerians are like, I love them a lot. Because myself, I'm even turning into a Nigerian, right? There is value in this new economy. For Ghanaians, when such things are presented to us, we think, oh, this thing is calm. This thing, like, is government coming to regulate it? Government hasn't said anything about it. Government is also watching other governments to take the lead before they come in. So if you don't wait on government, maybe in the next 10 years, then you get into it. So we have DAOs. When we talk about DAO in crypto, they are decentralized autonomous organizations. Decentralized autonomous organization. So it's a community where no one person gives orders or controls it. So these are autonomous organizations that are not dependent on leaders. We are all contributors. So if there is something that I need to do or something that we need to do as a community, we'll all vote on it. And the one that has the highest vote wins. So I won't say I am the founder, so maybe we want to give some grant of $25,000 or $50,000. So you should take it, he should take it. No, it doesn't work like that. We all vote on it, and then the best person wins. Mr. MC, please let me know the time that I've left so that, okay, thank you very much. So community management, as I mentioned, community management is a key thing in crypto. Where you manage, like on Telegram, because people join Telegram, people join like WhatsApp for various blockchain crypto projects. Your role is not to do anything, but then to sit there and then moderate the chats in the Telegram page, right? So maybe you are watching so if someone maybe posts something that's not related to what the community is about, you ban the person, or you just, if someone asks question, you reply, and these people are making good money in the Web3 space. Then governance proposals. Yesterday, as I mentioned, I was at one conference, I spoke at one conference, Liberty Sphere conference. And then my friend, the one who led the conference, was telling us that he has a number of proposals that he's yet to vet. And he has 1,000 proposals that has been given to him. Like people have grant proposal, people have written proposals for grant. But then the company itself, or the protocol itself, it's in the Cardano ecosystem. The protocol itself cannot sit down and then vet all these 10,000 grants. So they sublet it to people in the ecosystem. And each grant, his simple job is to see, okay, this is what you have presented. Yes, this grant or this project should move to the next stage. Then you state why you are saying yes. If it is no, you state why you are saying no. And it's $2 per proposal. So that's $2,000 sitting down for him. Once he's able to do all the 1,000 grants and then approve 500 and then maybe reject 500 or the extra 500, that's $2,000 that's waiting for him to be paid. So we also have cyber security and auditing. So in the space that we are in, security is key. So if you're also a technical person that can audit smart contracts and say, okay, this contract is safe. And these people are like one of the highest paid people in the space. Cyber security and then smart contracts auditing. Okay, so now I just brushed on the key rules. So here I'll just mention them and then skip key rules in the blockchain space. For me, I'm not a technical person. But then for my role at Aya HQ, I manage a lot of builders, a lot of founders, and a lot of technical people. But then we also have non-technical rules in the Web3 space. So the technical ones, you can be a blockchain developer, you can be a smart contract engineer. So the smart contract engineers are what we call backend. These are roles that you can get into if you are someone who loves coding. You can be a UI UX designer. So UI UX, simply, whatever you see on apps, on websites, they are the ones that design that flow for you to see that, okay, if I press on this, it goes here, all those, whatever you see, like user interface and then the user experience. And these people also make good money in the tech space. So you can be UI UX designer, you can be a cybersecurity specialist, and also front-end developer. Then comes the non-technical rules. Community manager, as I mentioned, crypto content creator, or influencer. And the crypto influencer is a part that I love a lot. Because this morning, Hakim is laughing. This morning, I was just there, and then there is a crypto project, right? That a friend of mine. Sometimes I'll be there, and then the founders will be like, Kwame, can I get your CA, your contract address? I'll just paste it. Okay, I want to bless you. And they'll send me a percentage of the coins that they have created, right? Because definitely they will not make it, I'll make a post about it or something, and then my followers will also get into it. Like once an influencer makes a post about something, and these are people that I know, so I know that they are not going to rag you, they are not going to scam you or anything. So sometimes you are just there, oh, I want to bless you with this. They call it blessing, but I know indirectly they are trying to, they are not going to tell you to post, but then indirectly they are trying to tell you that I want you to be part of the project. And it's just nice. This an economy of value, right? So if you offer value, the money that you want, the wealth that you want, the only language that the world understands is value. Is value. So once you offer value, you also get the money that you want. So we have crypto content creator and influencer, project manager, research analyst, just doing research on various blockchain topics, and then you get paid for it, right? Then we have business development, partnerships, all those things. So you can see that most of the roles that we have in our current tech ecosystem in Web 2 are almost the same thing. Just that when you get the understanding of crypto and blockchain, you start to follow these rules. So how do you get started? How do you get started with all these? So learning and skill development parts, how to get started? Crypto Focus is one, right? We are going to launch a book today, which is going to show you, is going to teach you about crypto, is going to actually get you to a point where you understand all this from beginning to end. So yes, you join the Crypto Focus community, and then whatever thing on the website or whatever thing that Mr. Henry posts on the page, you get to learn about it. Learnway, this is a project, you can download it on App Store and Play Store. There's one project that's dear to me, Was the founders were actually coming with me, but yesterday we got tired from our event. We got home late, so they couldn't come. But Learnway, it's on Play Store, it's on App Store. You want to learn about crypto and all this, it's an app that you can download. You can even play games based on the topic that you've learned with your friends, with your family. And then financial literacy, blockchain, crypto is there. We have Coursera. Crypto courses are on Coursera, blockchain courses are on Coursera. You go there to learn. Udemy, Buildspace, Alchemy University. All these things are options where you can go and then learn more about crypto or blockchain technology. And then the best thing that you should do, or the next thing that you should do, is to join Web3 communities. In Web3, we say community is king, right? So we don't just work on our own, we actually come together. So communities are where you get to meet people. Communities are where you get to share ideas, where people get to show you that, oh, this is the next hot thing in the space. Can we jump onto it? Okay, I have this idea. I want to build this on the blockchain. Can we come together? I have this initiative that will push this project forward. It's all community. And community is power. It's community that is going to push whatever you are doing forward. So for example, Crypto Focus, it's educating, empowering, and transforming the future of finance. If you are part of this community, constantly you learn. Constantly you get to know someone. You guys connect, and then you bond on that level. And if maybe Crypto Focus now wants to launch maybe a Crypto Focus token, you all come together to support it. And it's going to move maybe above $1 million, above like $10 million. You understand? Because it's community that fuels most of the things that we do in the Web3 space. So you join Web3 communities and hackathons. If you're a technical person or you want to get more into the blockchain part, we have what we call hackathons. Hackathons are whatever thing that I've learned or the skills that I've learned, I'll put those skills to use. So I have maybe an idea. Maybe I want to build a tempo run on the blockchain where instead of collecting those coins and not getting anything, those coins become points that I can actually swap it for token. Because as I mentioned, it's an internet of value. So whatever you do, you get rewarded. So you want to build a game on the blockchain, there's a hackathon ongoing. Because you have the skills. Even if you do not have the skill, you turn yourself into a project manager because you have the idea. So during the hackathon, you see someone, oh, what do you do? I'm a front-end developer. Charlie, come. What do you do? Smart contract, come. What do you do? UI, UX. Those are like the 3 people that you need. You build a project, and hackathons comes with bounties. Bounties are prizes that are put on those hackathons. So recently, last week, we had there was a hackathon in Ghana, Ithakra hackathon, and they had over $23,000 in prizes for that hackathon. I know people who won a team; they won over $3,000. And the hackathon is just you putting your skills to use and then being rewarded for it. So you join Web3 communities in hackathon, and in doing that, you learn and then you earn while networking. And if you are a student here, let me just tell you one thing. You do not need to graduate, right, before you start earning. Take that thing out of your mind. I've graduated years ago. This is a bad advice that I mostly give. I graduated years ago, but I don't really bother about my certificate, because this is we are in an economy, or we are in an era where the skills that you have are preferred over your academic qualifications. But the academic qualifications are also good. So while in school, once you learn some of these things that we are telling you, you learn about crypto, you can start earning. I was in school and I was paying my own hostel fees and other stuff with crypto money. I was in school, I'll wake up one day and my wallet has gone up over $10,000. I'll go and sit in the class and you understand, while being a student. So just take it out of your mind that, oh, I have to get out of school before I make it. It's possible for you to make it in school. And then leverage social media. Some of us do not really love social media. We really do not love putting out stuff there. We prefer to just do agenda. For example, on Twitter, on Instagram, we prefer just agenda, but then put value on social media. People will get to notice you, people will come to you, and then you charge them for whatever you do. So real life success. Let me just wrap up with this. How many of us heard of the dancing pallbearers way back in COVID times? Pam, panana, na, panana. Where are they now? Should I shock you? Yes. Should I? So through blockchain, right? You can just Google it now. Dancing pallbearers NFT. Those guys, that picture of them dancing and holding coffin, they sold it for over $1 million as an NFT. Someone bought it for over $1 million way back 2022. And now they won't be carrying their coffin and doing all those things again. They've made money. Yes. You understand? So if you are shocked or you don't know what blockchain can do to you, just use, and I'm not lying, you can just check it online. Joy FM, most crypto media blogged about it. For over $1 million, just that picture as an NFT. And now the person who has it in his wallet is happy because now I am the original owner of that meme. That's it. As simple as that. So there are young developers who are securing global jobs, NFT artists who are earning in crypto, selling their NFTs globally, community managers working remotely, blah, blah, blah. So now what does blockchain do for you? Job creation, remote work opportunities. That's what it offers to you. Youth-led innovation and entrepreneurship. So now you can create your own solutions on the blockchain. Financial empowerment beyond traditional bankers. So traditional banking, you can be there and then you can be even taking people's, but don't take people's money to invest, right? But because you know protocols, you can be putting it there to so that those people, their money can be earning yield and other things. If maybe they are giving 10%, you take 2% and then give them 8%. That's business, right? Yes. And then positioning Ghana as a leading blockchain hub in Africa. So what we have done as so I'm wearing the IR HQ hat now. What we have done as IR HQ now is to have a fiscal hub for blockchain in Ghana. So that hub is a 30-bed space capacity. Mr. Henry and then the team were there the last time, where you can come in, you can sleep, you can work. Electricity is like 24/7. No light out there. Internet connection, very fast, always available, Starlink and then fiber broadband. For young innovators to say, okay, I can come in. We also have event centers where people come in to have events and other stuff. We have training for them. What we are doing is to build our infrastructure for young people to start dreaming and make sure that their dreams are valid. So thank you very much. I would love to end here.